I received a 37% increase from the initial salary offer to the end salary offer. Let me tell you what happened. This is a negotiation video. Let's get into it. This was in 2015, a product manager role, and they offered me $65,000. Now, I looked on Glassdoor.com, I looked on any place that I could get, I think it was mostly Glassdoor, to figure out what the salary range was for that role, because they wouldn't give me a salary range. I wasn't in the company, they weren't obligated to. So I looked and I saw salaries way higher than 65. I figured they are trying to, they're taking me for a ride. Now, at the time, I was making, I think it was around $50,000. So 65 sounded good. We needed around $20,000 a year to afford daycare. Legit, daycare in Massachusetts is expensive. And it was starting to sound pretty good. Now, after taxes and whatnot, we wouldn't have been in the red anymore, but we wouldn't have been saving very much money. And we wouldn't have been able to afford another kid. And Eleanor, I love her, she was super colicky. I was stressed out. So I'm saying all that because my emotions were running high. In any negotiation scenario, your emotions are going to run high. The person you're negotiating with, their emotions are going to run high. This is an emotional scenario, so you need to prepare. We'll get into that in the next video. Let me just tell you what happened. So I get that offer, talking to the recruiter, say, it's a little bit below what I thought it would be. Is there any wiggle room? And he's, we went back and forth. He said, no, I'm not going to negotiate. I'm not going to negotiate. And I said, I need some time to think about this. Let's talk about it tomorrow. So he emails me the whole package, the whole offer. We have a phone call the next day. And he said, I'm sorry, I tried, but I can't get the salary up anymore. And I just went, that's not good enough. And I let that drop. Silence, like you're hearing right now. I let that drop. And I swear to God, I could hear his heartbeat through the phone. I don't think he'd heard someone with that much force tell him that, I'm sorry, I'm not taking that lowball offer. So he said, you know what? Let me see what I can do. I got an email from the hiring manager after that. Now, side note, the hiring managers have the power to raise your salary. The recruiter, they're there to take your crap. Okay? So the recruiter, anyone in HR you talk to, needs the hiring manager's approval to raise any salary. They're there as a buffer go-between. That's their whole job, is to take your attitude, take your emotions, and be that unemotional or like basically a wall so that you get the lowest offer that you can. All right, so the hiring manager calls me up. We talk about it, and he goes, you have some cojones to say that to the recruiter. That's not good enough. Let's talk about this, because he wanted me in the role. So I knew his emotions were high. Sure, he had other people he could hire, but guess what? I was showing that I could hold my own. I was showing that I could negotiate. I was showing that I had strong will, strong character, and I knew what I was going to take and what I was going to leave. So that was really attractive to this hiring manager. He wanted me in that position even more now. So we get on the phone, and I love him. He had a strong Boston accent. And we get talking, and he said, all right, I can do two things. I can give you the product manager role, raise your salary to $85,000, and have that same bonus potential, or I think it was 20 or 25%, something like that, potential bonus. Now, side note, this company had gone through bankruptcy, and so bonuses like far from guaranteed, and I knew the bonus calculations at various companies, far from guaranteed. So he said, or I can lower the position level to associate product manager, give you an $89,000 salary, and your bonus potential is 15%. I said, all right, I'm taking, I actually didn't make up my mind right then. I said, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Which, that's a good thing to ask a hiring manager. If you were me, if you were given this offer, what would you do? And he said, you know what? I think I would take the associate product manager position because, and he talked to me through the last couple of years, we've had very, very low bonuses. And one year we had no bonus. So that's not a guarantee. I'd take the associate product manager position and then work to get promoted within the year. So that's what I did. I took the associate product manager position, and from the initial offer of $65,000 to the offer of $89,000, that was just under a 37% increase in salary. And think about it, I'm not counting bonus because in the few years that I was at that company, some years I got a bonus, some years I did not. Some years I got a huge bonus, some years I got zero, zip, nothing. So I count bonus as icing on the cake, but that is not the most important thing in a salary negotiation. That job took care of my family. That was a fun job. I met a lot of people that I still love to stay in touch with and work with now. We did some great work. We made some great things. I thank God every day for that company and for that job. It was a godsend. So, but it wouldn't have been a godsend if I had taken that first offer. It wouldn't have been as good for my family. We wouldn't have been able to move. I wouldn't have been able to start this company. We wouldn't have been able to do a lot of things if I had taken that first offer. So the moral here is don't let your emotions rule. Realize it's going to be emotional for you and for the other people on the other end of the phone or Zoom call or what have you, and negotiate. You never know what could happen. I got 37% higher salary. You could get something similar. I'm going to tell you a story in a couple of days here about a woman I recently helped negotiate her first job offer out of college. I'm going to walk you through some steps and help you understand how important it is and what you can do when you're negotiating either your first job out of college or a raise, a promotion, a job at another company. It's super important to negotiate. Men negotiate almost all the time. Women negotiate about a quarter of the time. Don't be one of those women who doesn't negotiate. I got so mad every time I was hiring a woman and she didn't negotiate for her salary because as a hiring manager, I had wiggle room. I could have given her a few $1,000s more per year had she negotiated, and I wanted to. So please, please negotiate. It shows strength. It shows that you have the verve to get to where you want to be. And it shows me that you care about yourself and you care about the company and you care about a lot of different things. It's never a bad thing. Please negotiate. All right. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you in the next video.